Hey everyone, it's Mr. Lentz coming to you again through the power of the internet. Today, I wanted to show you a new tool that Google Docs has recently added that will help you a lot as far as citations and annotated bibliography goes. So, again, I am in here in my research note taking source document that Mr. Morrell, Ms. McKeever, Ms. Bell, and I have made for you all. And what we're going to do to start this is you need to have a source already ready. So there's our palmetto bugs again. I'm just going to use this source always because these little critters are absolutely adorable. Ugh. So the first thing I'm going to do as far as using this citation tool goes is I'm going to go up here to the bar and I'm going to select tools. And I'm going to go down here where it says citations. I'm going to click that, and you'll see this little sidebar pops up. So the first thing that we're going to do is we need to select what format we're going to cite. We're going to use MLA citation in middle school. Okay. The only time you're going to use Chicago this year is if you choose to do a paper for competition. We won't be using APA at all. That's something that you'll get introduced to in high school and college. You really use APA for like science and psychology papers. So again, we're only going to stick with MLA. The next thing that we need to do is add the source. So I'm going to click that and it's going to give me some options. Is our source a book? Is it a printed material? Or is it a section in a book? Maybe it's a section in a textbook. Is it a website? Is it something that we can find online? Is it a part of a newspaper or is it part of a journal article, something that we would find in like a scholarly source from like a college database? So, because the Palmetto Bug, a web page, is from the online edition of the South Carolina Encyclopedia, this is actually considered to be a website. So, I'm going to select that, and then it's going to give me some more options to fill in. So the first thing I need to do is to add the contributor. So that's the author of this web page. And some web pages are going to be hit and miss. Sometimes they list the authors, sometimes they don't. But the South Carolina Encyclopedia always does. And down here at the very bottom of each web page in the encyclopedia is all the citation information that you need. So this is why I always recommend that this be one of the first sources that you use for your NHD research because it's very easy to cite. So my author's name is David Rimbert. And I'm going to go ahead and split this screen. That way it's easier to type all the information in. So I'm going to split that and that. Boom, it's together. So my author's name is David Rembert, Rembert. Okay. Then the next thing I need to do is add the title. Well, the title of my webpage is The Palmetto Bug. Now that's a web page title. Now I need the website title. So the title for this website is the South Carolina Encyclopedia. Notice that it's not southcarolinaencyclopedia.org. There's a difference between the title of a website and the URL of a website. So we only need the title here. Okay. Then I need the publisher. So I scroll down again. Usually on web pages, you can find the publisher towards the bottom, and there it is, the University of South Carolina Institute for Southern Studies. And I'm going to work smarter, not harder, and I'm actually going to copy and paste this one in instead of typing. For websites, we're always going to have to include the URL. So that's as easy as going up to the address bar, copying, and pasting that in. Publication day, month, and year. You only really need the year, but if you can provide the day and the month, you can go ahead and do that. So on a web page, the thing that's unique about them is they can be written one time, but they can be updated later on. So the original publication date for this web page was done in 2016, but it was updated about half a year later in 2017. So I always want to go with the most up-to-date version. So the day that it was published was the 5th. The month was January. and the year was 2017. And now, another thing that we need to keep track of when we're using, especially online sources, is when we first access the source. So that's why it's important the day that you find a source that you want to use, that you're actually keeping track of when you found it. So that's the great thing about the South Carolina Encyclopedia. It tells you when you first accessed this. So that is the 9th of October and the year 2020. Okay. And anything with an asterisk is what we need to make the citation. So that's everything that I need for our website. So now I'm going to hit add citation source, and there it is. So let me maximize this again. It's going to be over here on the side. So now what I can do is if I want to include an in-text citation, the kind of citation that shows up in parentheses, I can put my cursor wherever I want to put it. Let's say I want to put the in-text citation right there. I can go over here and click cite, and it'll add it for me. Boom, right there. Okay. Now let's say I'm working in a bibliography and I'm doing a works cited page, and I actually need to list the full citation. So I can go down here. I'm going to put my cursor where I want it to go, and I'm going to hit Insert Bibliography, this blue button down here at the bottom, and it shows up right there. Okay. Now I'm going to do this for each one of my sources. So I'm actually going to go and I'm going to delete the bibliography word because I only want the citation. And boom, it's done for you. Now the only thing you're going to have to do is you have to go back and check to make sure you're not missing anything. But that's something that Mr. Morrell and I will teach you guys. So that is how you use the citation tool in Google Docs to add a citation. Hopefully you found this helpful, and if you need more help in the future, feel free to ask me or Mr. Morrell, Ms. McKeever, or Ms. Bell for help, or you can always send me an email. I'll see you in the next one.